Talking Podcast. I'm JJ Starr.
And I'm Downtown Andy.
Welcome, welcome. We're here to talk and bring some civil discourse to an otherwise discordant and very cold world.
I could use a lint roller.
You could use a lint roller. This whole house could use a lint roller. It's made of, I'd like to think that it's the dog, but it's not. It's all of us. I mean, we quite literally made a deal the other day where we wouldn't like badmouth the hair leavings in the bathroom sinks because you leave your beard in one and I leave my hair in the other.
To be fair, I don't leave with intent. It's just falls.
No, I don't think either one of us.
Gravity carries along.
Yeah, we don't leave with intent, but nonetheless, it stays there. Yeah. How are you?
I'm okay.
Yeah.
You've asked me like 16 times today about what I want to talk about, and I've been up and down. I know what I want to talk about.
You know what you want to talk about?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
You know what I want to talk about?
What?
The rules.
Well, I mean, first things first, right? We have 3 rules here in the bubble for the sake of civility. No judgment, nothing personal. And don't be a dick. But what do you want to talk about?
I want to talk about the rules because, I'd kind of like to piggyback off of last week. It's like, last week was supposed to be all like Christmassy and stuff.
It was supposed to be.
And then,
and we went off the rails.
We always go off the rails.
We do.
But we're really good at bringing it back around.
Yeah, why not? Yeah. So what do you want to talk about?
Talk about the rules.
So talk about the rules.
We are here to talk and
which rules? All 3 of them? Okay, go for it.
It's Christmas time, and as we said last week, and probably in many podcasts before that, we're just like, don't be a dick. Don't be just. Well, I think
kind. That's just rewind. It's a real life lesson that I feel like not enough people take and pass along and pay it forward and everything like that. It's the
theme of this season, this month.
It's the theme of our life, I think, is the idea of don't be a dick, because kindness is free.
I think you and I are, maybe it might be arrogant to say, but like, I'm pretty sure you and I are a lot kinder to most people than people we know.
We're polite, if nothing else, most of the time.
And then we are critical of people that deserve it.
You're much more critical than I am.
I've grown a lot more critical than I really want to be.
Yeah, you have.
Gee, thanks.
Well, you have. I don't think you're at the point of being a dick yet, but I think that
others would beg to differ.
Well, I'm sure plenty of people think you're a dick.
Yeah, of course. Here's the thing. Like, I've made it very abundantly clear that I would always want people to tell me
if you were being a dick,
so that way I'd have an opportunity to do something about it. And most people I've encountered that I genuinely believe that they believe that will not say anything. So there's no avenue for correction whatsoever.
Do you find that in the event that someone calls you out for being a dick, that maybe you get a little defensive?
We're working on that novel a little bit?
Maybe. I think that I have, I'm your wife. I think that I've called you out when it's necessary. That I've definitely called you out and said that it's unnecessary to be so critical.
The hardest thing for me to do is admit that I'm wrong and apologize and make amends. Mm-hmm. That's the hardest thing. But I've done it, and I'll continue to do it, because once I've had time for self-reflection, I know that I can come to terms with, okay, I fucked up, or I made a mistake, or so-and-so was right. Like, over the last probably 5 years or so, like, I've done a lot of telling people, like, you were right, I was wrong, I apologize, I'm sorry, I'll try to do better. I can't think of anybody off the top of my head that's gone to that much effort to really, like, look at their own lives and be like, I fucked up, I made a mistake, and gone on that, like, what is it, like that whole AA trip of, like, making right with people.
12 steps of being a dick.
Let's patent it right now.
But do you nonetheless think that you focus maybe just a tinge too much on other people not meeting that bar?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because I would say you do.
That's a much more recent thing, though.
Yeah.
I've become so hyper focused on that because I've in real time watched the decline in common sense.
But while you yourself, and I'm not trying to.
We have a visitor.
Hi. Wow, that's weird.
How do I get in here?
While
Back to the couch.
Yeah. While I commend you for for that self-awareness and everything, it is still a little disconcerting to me. Oh my God.
Just
the white noise this dog is creating right now. It's a little disconcerting
Who
to
goes
me,
there?
the idea of like being determined to correct others. Like it's almost like it's not enough to be sorry, I'm completely distracted right now. Like it's almost like it's not enough to know that you raise yourself to a higher standard, you hold yourself to that higher standard and everything, but that you must remain angry at anyone who doesn't. Like you're so disappointed in everybody else. It's like, but why worry about them?
I'm disappointed when it comes to unfairness. Like I feel, mainly with work because I spend more time with my job than most other things.
Yeah.
So it's where I'm noticing it, where I'm immersed in it the most. So it's like if somebody's not working as hard or doing the job correct, or me being the trainer, if they're not doing it the way I showed them, or or if they're getting away with shit like coming in late or leaving early or calling out a whole bunch of times, or the fucking hypocrisy of it where management is just like, well, in order to do something about this we need a paper trail, or we need to show cause, or there needs to be a history, and then I go and present it to them and they're just like, well, that's only under these circumstances. It's just like, well then then nobody's being held accountable for anything, and that's what gets me heated, because it's like, all right, I'm trying to give you what you want. You're looking for one factor to satisfy your requirement here, and I'm giving it to you, and now you're saying that's not enough because you don't want to put in the extra effort to do what you're supposed to. I know it's very convoluted, but
I'm trying to connect this back to the original point, though.
The original point, from what I could gather, is that you're telling me that I'm getting a lot more intense in my criticism and holding on to things, and
I'm confused, as you can tell from my face.
It's a nice face.
Thanks. I'm confused and concerned to a point, because you have the self-awareness to recognize that you disapprove of these hypocrisies, and because of that you hold yourself to a higher standard, and you recognize that you do that, and you do maintain you personally, my husband, you do maintain that, but because you cannot make everybody else meet that standard.
I can't make everybody give a shit. That's basically
pisses you off to no end that you cannot control that.
I mean, it really.
It's like, why?
Why
more does it bother you so much?
More so pisses me off that I'm made to clean up after people that won't clean up after themselves.
But after you bitch, you let it out. Then what's the big deal?
Because it keeps happening in certain circumstances, and I don't feel it should. And I feel like there should be avenues that you can approach in order to rectify these problems or prevent them from happening again. But, people get way more apathetic about it than I do, and they're just like, well, what's the point, because so-and-so is just going to do it again or not do it again or whatever it is. And then,
I don't necessarily advocate for the futility in that.
Like,
idea that they're like, oh, let's not bother doing anything about it. I'm more advocating the idea of, it's like not stewing, not holding on
like
to
I'm
it.
not on a downward slope to apathy. I'm on like an uphill climb to apathy, because it's just like I'm getting to, like, what did we just talk about in the car on the way home? Like, there are just some things that are beyond our control, which you've been telling me for a long time. It's just like, let it go. It's not worth getting aggravated. It's not worth, like you just said, not worth stewing on.
Yeah.
That is something that I have been working on for years, on just being able to be okay with. And I'm fairly certain I'm a lot better at it now than I was, say, 6-7 years ago.
Okay.
Because
as I have to say, having been a part of your life for almost 5 years now, I'm going to take some of that credit, because I've been a cog in that wheel for like almost the majority of it now.
You've been my other cheeseburger.
Oh, I interrupted you. I'm sorry.
Yeah, you should be.
I said I was sorry. Shit.
This is not where I wanted to go, but it's.
Where did you want to go? Like, I don't want to talk about work.
I don't want to talk about work either.
Yeah.
I just, it's that feeling of negativity. It manifests in so many areas other than work, and it's like I'm actually at a point in my life now where I'm back to wanting to try and focus on other things. Like, I finally just got my recording gear set up again. I mean, I haven't recorded music in I don't know how many years, and it's just like, okay, once I stop being lazy and procrastinating, I'm going to sit down and I'm going to record some stuff that I want to play, and that's going to be fun for me, because that's going to take hours out of my day where I'm just like, not thinking about anything. Like, how much I hate to be interrupted when I'm in the middle of something. So once I start a project of any kind, it's like I need to just keep going and going. And if something disturbs me, it's like, motherfucker, I was on a roll, like,
yeah.
So that's one thing. But it's just like what we were getting at before is like the daily kind of, little things that there really is no control over, like just the little inconveniences.
Yeah.
Those are the things that I would normally like hold on to and stew on, because just like, when is it going to stop? Like, when am I going to catch a break? Do
you believe in the power of manifestation at all? Like, do you think you do?
I don't know.
Because, I mean, there are, to me, there are like two schools of thought when it comes to that kind of mindset. And one is what goes around comes around. The whole universal balance and everything like that, the idea of karma, et cetera, and everything. And I have been sort of preaching that to you this whole time, the idea that, you go through the shit to have better things in days ahead. But it goes the reverse way also. It's like, you could be going through this because of good things that have already happened to you.
Like, I lost a friend this week because, they decided to essentially ghost me without any sort of explanation. Now, I can hypothesize why, but it's like, here's this person who's been to our home. Not one we've talked about previously, but one who's been to our home, who we've cooked for and had gatherings with and had fun times and everything. We've, talked about things we like, and and then all of a sudden this person started becoming very cold and very distant. And I inquired about it, and I was met with criticism, and I was met with insults. And it's just, I'm like, you're being kind of a dick lately. And, I've got this, and that, and you don't. And it's just like,
because it's a scoreboard,
because it's a pissing contest,
it's a scoreboard thing.
And the funny thing is, I don't even have to fire back, because he doesn't know what I've got. I've certainly got a lot more happiness than he thinks I do.
Yeah.
But as I told you earlier, it's like, I'm not going to waste one more minute dwelling on this shit, because I went through that with 2 other people before this, where I held on so tightly to the friendship, even though the friendship wasn't enough, the common interest wasn't enough to sustain the friendship. Yeah. And it's like, well, why am I going to continue letting this son of a bitch gaslight me on everything that they like? This certain type of people, and you can't even put them into the same category other than the fact that they love to egg people on. They love to, try and get them to react and give their opinions in a way where this other person can, try and like tear them down piece by piece and poke holes in their logic. And it's just like, okay, you don't have to agree with me on, the way I feel about things, but after I tried to befriend you and be kind and generous, don't be a fucking asshole.
Yeah.
And that made me stew, because it's just like, I've known this person for 3-4 years now, whatever it is. And all of a sudden it's like our friendship just went.
Yeah. Now this brings it back to what I was saying earlier about two schools of thought in this. And this is what it's been presented to me. And I haven't read the book, but I've pointed it out to you because it's been presented to me. Is this let them theory? Let them. And basically, just to boil it down, is the idea that if someone is going to act a certain way, if someone is going to, exhibit behaviors or attitudes or have thoughts and everything like that, that the idea is just fucking let them. It's like, okay, so they can have that. We talk all the time about how, people don't have to agree to coexist, that people they don't even have to get along to be civil to each other. But, it's like, you don't have to be so upset all the time that other people are doing things that you disapprove of. Just fucking let them.
See, that's just it. Plenty of my, friends,
their misery is their business.
Cohorts, band members, coworkers, like whatever. They all do things that I engage in, things that I disapprove of, but that's none of my fucking business. That's none of my fucking concern. There are people in my band who are self-proclaimed, this, that, and the other thing that I vehemently disagree with, but I'm not going to go and try and change how they feel about certain things. It's like, go do you. That's fine. Just don't force it down my throat.
But that's just it, is that even if they were trying to force it down your throat, it's like, just don't entertain it. That's just it, is that none of this is going to necessarily change your perspective or your mind or anything like that. So it's just like, fucking let them talk to a brick wall.
I didn't want...
I don't know necessarily that that's what this let them theory is about, but that's how it was presented to me.
I didn't want to get to this part of it, but, at the time of recording, it's December 14th. We have to give it honorable mention. This was the day 13 years ago that, there was a shooting at my elementary school, and 20 kids and 6 teachers died. And, we still don't know we'll never know why. And, that was an instance of beyond anyone's control. Like, on that day, that person thought it was right to go and do what he did and take 27 lives. Mm-hmm. We could sit here and argue about, what was the right thing to do for prevention and what to do going forward and this, that.
Yeah, hindsight's 2020.
And people will argue and like we said earlier, like, just let them fucking grieve. Let the people grieve. Yeah. Let them rest. Let them, But that's the mentality that stirs me up, because it's just like, there are people in the world that, they don't care about how other people feel. They don't care about other people's beliefs. They don't care about letting other people live. There are certain people in this world that, I'm sorry to say, they want certain groups of people eradicated.
Do you know that this is probably a sidebar. There have been moments in my life, in the last 20 years, I would say, where I have been criticized outright for not being vocal about issues and events and things like that. And it's just like, fuck you. Like, I'm sorry. Like, my prerogative on anything, just as anyone else's prerogative on anything, is no one's goddamn business. And quite frankly, it's, it's like the whole idea of like, well, you have to post a picture. You have to post a picture, picture it didn't happen. You have to, you have to get the I voted sticker or people will believe that you didn't. And it's just like, you have to make a remembrance post or an outrage post on at least 1 to 3 social media platforms in order for anyone to believe that you give a shit. And it's just like, no, you don't. And I don't. And I don't criticize people for doing it So don't criticize me for not.
Let's break that down. Criticism, okay? Criticism at its core. Why criticize? Why point these things out? Why open your mouth? What is going to come of it?
I don't know.
Does it really get you off that much to try to engage in tearing somebody down?
I think in my adult life, the only times that I have actually, and I will openly admit this, the only times when I have actually outright been like bitchy, kind of critical about things is when I'm really in a bad mood. Like, otherwise, I keep that shit to myself.
Like
it's like an opinion is an opinion.
After many conversations with you and some other people, because you've pointed out the fact that people want to see me react.
Yes.
It's like, I can't raise my voice. I can't clap back. I can't, make up a retort or raise anything because that's what they want. Because then they'll get smug and then they'll just smile and laugh.
They know that you are reactive. They know that you are.
Because my instinct from childhood was to physically break them. Theirs is to verbally break me. Mine is to come back and be like, you know what? Fuck you. I'm going to hurt you now because you pissed me off. And of course, that got me in trouble a lot more than I want to admit. But
yeah.
Like, the thing is, I let people live. I want to let people, even the people that disagree with me, even the people that go out and say and do things that I don't care for. It's like, go ahead, do you. That's your prerogative. But leave me the fuck alone.
Like, that's just it. I may never understand. I may never really be able to process it. But the idea of, how do I say this? Like, the idea that, like, if you disagree with someone, it's like their existence must be like, it must be neutralized. It's like, I truly do not care if people exist.
Like, does my existence bother somebody that much that they have to fucking, like,
it has to,
like, to just my degree. Breathing, like, my living?
It boggles the mind. It truly does, and it stirs the guts and everything, because it's like, I do not, it's not even that, like, oh, I approve, because my approval is irrelevant. My approval of people's lifestyles, behaviors, thoughts, whatever, and everything. This is not, Big Brother's world. Like, I don't give a fuck at all about their existence. I believe that all creatures everywhere have a right to exist. That's the extent of my opinion on the matter. I don't give a fuck if they do exist, though. It would not faze me if they didn't. But I don't care enough about it to raise even a couple of hairs, like, let alone a stink.
Like, I've said this before. I never, in college especially, because that's where it happened the most, I don't like getting hit on by gay guys. I just don't. It makes me feel uncomfortable. Does that mean that I want gays eradicated from society? No. Some of my best friends are gay. Like,
I don't. When I'm
give me any unwanted advances.
Like, this is just it. Is that, like, when I'm, and there's nothing fucking wrong with that.
And then at its,
like, that's just it. There's nothing wrong
at
with
its
it.
most basic core. I mean, look at what the kid just went through. Like, for those who don't know, the younger boy was.
Nobody does know. Because
I've told like 2 or 3 people, but like, he was threatened. His safety was threatened by another kid at school. And it's like, Jesus Christ, they're in fucking 2nd grade. Like, unbelievable. But, now we're living in a day and age where everything has to be taken.
It has to be taken seriously.
Like, unbelievably seriously. Like, I can't even think of the proper adjective to describe it. Because
it's like there are no degrees of red flags anymore. It's everything. If it's not a green flag, it's a red flag. But like, I don't remember. I really don't remember ever being in a situation where I was so hateful of even an individual that I wished them gone. That's not true. That's not true. I take it back. There have been 2 individuals that I have thought that of for very specific and very personal reasons.
Listen, I'm not going to lie and I'm not going to sugarcoat it. There have been plenty of times where I've wished harm on people for doing me wrong, but that was a reactionary thing. Yeah. And after time for self-reflection, it's just like, you know what? Fuck it. Like, it was the moment. It was that situation. It's not a big, like, I've mended fences with plenty of people over the years.
Sure.
Plenty of people who I should not have mended fences with, but, you know, it's just like, and, you know, again, like, I don't know for sure how many other people engage in self-reflection who take the time to really think about every interaction that they stew on, every, you know, problem in their lives where it's just like, you know, I want to fucking get this person back, or like, you know, it's like I won't be satisfied until they're gone, or whatever it is.
Saying to me, that's a little sick. Is that like,
I'm being honest.
No, I'm not saying what you're saying is sick. I'm saying it's sick that to think like that not enough people do. It's like, do they like
what do they do?
Like, that's just it, right? Is it's like, well, what do they not move on?
Do they not have an outlet? Do they not have, you know,
like, it just
support?
blows my mind. It really does. It's just like, I can't fathom that.
Like, I used to say to people, like,
God, I would be focused on
10, 15
shit.
Years ago, I would say to people in a similar situation, like, you know, I would say, there's nothing in this world that you can't have. Like, for verbatim, like, there's nothing in this world you can't have. You just have to go out and get it. You have to find a means of going and getting it, because I had a lot of the things that I had always wanted because I figured out ways to get them. That's where the whole like buying and reselling of shit started, because it's like, I want this. Oh, I'll sell this, take that money, go buy this. And then just kept doing it over and over again, which nobody could understand. But it's like, I'm finally getting to experience all the things I wanted to experience. And that even garnered me criticism because people didn't approve of my means of doing it. I know, right? And so I got into many fights over stupid shit like that. But that was my outlet. That was my safe space. That was my sanctuary. It's like, I'm engaging in the things that I enjoy to keep me from getting agitated, to keep me from getting hostile, to keep me from lashing out. And it's just like, because, you know, there are better uses of my time and my energy.
Mine was weed. Oh man, lots of it.
We can't say on here what mine was.
Lots of it. I did it like when people say like, oh, I just want to like numb out and everything. It's just like, yep. And don't tell me it didn't work.
Perfect.
Because it did.
Perfect example.
For many years.
I hate weed. You know this. I absolutely hate it. I hate the smell. I hate the taste. Yep. I don't like how long it takes for me to get sober again. But I don't begrudge anybody who indulges in it. How many times did I stand out there with you while you smoked?
Downwind. That's the only thing that mattered.
Now, in the defense of people that I was a hypocrite towards, you know, there were certain people who I removed myself from because of their smoking habits. But again, I never wanted to be. I've done it plenty of times, just never liked it. And again, I don't begrudge anyone. That's your thing. Great. Just keep it away from me.
The whole idea, and everyone sort of thinks, I think, because, thanks to the bumper stickers, I think the idea of coexistence in general is becoming a joke. Like everyone's, you see, and thank you to the bumper sticker for doing that, because it really has made it like a joke. But there are only so many people, I believe, in this world, not this planet, but this world that we exist in, that are willing and brave enough to voice it that, that the idea of coexistence, people who believe in true, it sounds so trite, but like in true coexistence, they don't talk about it because it's just a given. It's one of those things, like, the idea of, different races, religions, sexual orientations, gender identities. It doesn't fucking matter.
Well, that's why I started refraining from making any lengthy posts or commenting on any threads, because it's just like, I don't want the backlash. I don't want somebody to make some smug, snarky comment that I have to defend, that I feel compelled to defend, even though I shouldn't have to, or shouldn't even entertain, but I feel compelled anyway, because it's just like, there was no like severe motive or like anything behind it. It's like, I just wanted to say something. I just wanted to put my 2 cents out there. If I post anything other than like a picture, and then even then some people have something smug to say and it pisses me off.
Which is just wild to me. It really is. How can a picture of a pizza piss you off that much?
Some are members of my own family.
God damn.
And it's like, couldn't you just keep your opinions or your comments to yourself? Like, people said that to me growing up. They're just like, Andrew, keep your opinions or your comments or whatever to yourself.
Yeah, if you don't have anything nice to say, don't say anything at all.
It's like, so I've got to be the one that's got to be told, but you can't have them, employ the same principle.
But that, to me, as an adult,
that's hypocrisy.
It is hypocrisy, but at the same time, that's where let them comes in. It's like, you asked me one time, and I don't know if we've talked about it. We brought it up on the podcast, but we've definitely talked about it, just you and me. You have asked me like, how do I just like let it go? Like how can I stand just letting it roll off my back? And it's because it's not a futility thing. It's that no one's opinion of me is going to change the way I understand myself. So I do not care if people say mean things. It could hurt. If somebody says something nasty to me, I'm not so dead inside that it's not necessarily gonna sting. But like, it's like, okay, so they think that about me. I feel sorry for them for feeling compelled to spew that kind of negativity out into the world. I feel sorry for them, and I don't have to sink to their level because I already know I'm better than them.
There are still days though where I want to throw hands.
There are days I want to throw hands.
I want to fucking throw hands.
I'm a pacifist, and I can still
but the
beat
thing
down.
is, I've been really, really good at not, because that used to be my first resort versus the last, and I got myself in a lot of trouble for reacting with fists, not starting anything with fists, reacting. And it's just like, but again, I'm on an uphill climb to apathy, because
so weird. It's a weird journey. It's a real strange way to go about it. Because, I kind of understand.
Because
I kind of get it.
As evidenced by, my behavior in this podcast, like, I've removed a lot of really toxic people from my life and been really good at it. But
what about removing expectations?
I'm slowly working on that climb too.
Yeah.
Because there was a time about 2 years ago that I'd put a whole bunch on my plate that I really didn't need to. I was in 2 bands.
Yeah.
I was on the board here at the condo. I was the office trainer. I was the union steward. I had all these hats. I had my hand in all these things, because I felt compelled to participate, to act, to engage and be the change I wanted to see, And ultimately I realized how thankless all of these jobs were, and how ineffective I was, and what walls I was up against. And it's just like, you know what? I don't need the criticism, and I don't need the headaches.
But you know what you also don't need is the pat on the back.
I didn't want the pat on the back. That's not what I was looking for.
I'm not suggesting that you were, but I'm just saying that people in that situation who are like, I don't need, this is thankless. And I realize that. And I don't need to be beholden to all of these situations and everything. But it's like at the same time, it's like you also don't need the pat on the back.
I think you know me well enough at this point to know that what I was really after was just the peace and the freedom to be able to be left alone. It's like, okay, let me be the fixer that solves this problem, gets it out of the way for however long until it needs to be addressed again. So I can go back to making my own choices for my own peace of mind. It's like, so that way I can go play music and I can go play cards and I can watch TV and do whatever I want. And I don't have to think about this shit until something else arises. But I was not given that option because there was always a wall. There was always somebody to be like, well, you got to do this, that, and the other thing. And you got to show this, that, and the other thing. And it's just like, when are you going to do your job? When are you going to do your part in this and put up or shut up? Because, there are, in all of these examples, there are people that I interacted with that were much higher on the pole than me, much more control, much more authority. And they were even more apathetic than I was. They're just like, oh, I'm not getting paid for this, or, it's, above my pay grade. And it's like, do you not give a shit at all about anything? It's like, what, you just wanted this position for the title? Obviously. But see, that's also a problem because in those instances where I realize I'm not going to get anywhere with certain people, then I walk away and I'm like, fuck it. It is what it is.
Yeah. But
then, once you walk away, like we've talked about leaving here for however long, but leaving here isn't going to fix the problems that are here. It's not going to make the neighbors be nicer once we're gone. It's not going to make them pick up their dog shit. It's not going to make them put their trash in the dumpster.
But is that the objective? Is that the prime objective? Of leaving?
No, that is the given. That is the given that they should just know as human beings, like, this is how you cohabitate a place like this.
But that's just it, is I couldn't give a fuck about these people learning their lesson. Couldn't give a shit. You know what's going to be
I never said anything about that.
No, but the beautiful thing about leaving, that's just it, is that once it's no long, it's very out of sight, out of mind. And that is very freeing in my opinion.
It is. Yeah, you're right.
It's very freeing in my opinion. It's like,
but while we're here,
we, we balance our level of tolerance, I think. Like, there's still dog shit outside and everything, but I'm just like, whatever. And every once in a while, I'm just like, oh, well, I'm like, I don't feel like going and getting that. And I just let the dog do whatever the fuck she's going to do. I'm like, I don't give a shit. But that's just it, is that when I left my last place, a place that literally drove me crazy, okay? Drove me to need, like, crazy pills and stuff like that. And, like, I wonder every now and then, I'm like, I wonder if any of them are dead yet. Not that I wish them ill, because that's not really my style, but I mean, it wouldn't shock me. It would be one of those things that, like, oh, okay.
I mean, conversely speaking, I made a new friend this week. We got this new music store here in town. The owner is a real nice guy. We could talk about gear all day long.
Didn't you know him before
I met him
opened?
Once because Lance wanted me to go jam with it, whatever project Lance wants me to jam on every project he's got going on. And they were rehearsing at this guy's house who has a studio in his basement. Yeah. So we're down there and I met him for like 5 seconds. Like, I'll be in the booth, just doing whatever.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay. But while there, I'm like, man, this guy's got a lot of really nice stuff. And we talked for like 5 minutes, but then that was it. And then, like, over a year, maybe even 2 years went by. And, I was actually considering maybe going to him to do our EP, because I'm like, he's got all this stuff and it's so close. But then he's like, in the paper, he's like, I'm opening a music store. I'm like, fucking beautiful. Now I don't have to drive all the way to Danbury for Guitar Center. Yeah. It's a local place that run by a local guy who's catering to, the community. And I keep telling him that every time I'm in there, I'm like, dude, you have the best job in the world. You're helping out the community. Mm-hmm. You are, talking about music all day long with people. And not only that, he's giving people deals left and like fucking sponsor right here. Like he is one of the, honestly, and I hope he listens to this. he is one of the good ones. He's one of the good ones because he is cutting people a break. And, I mean, the fact that he's moving stuff, he's moving gear for the prices that he is to where people can afford them, and they're just coming and taking stuff. Like, I was in there yesterday, his walls are bare.
Yeah.
And it's just like, and you could hear it in his voice. Like, he's like, I just want to, to be that guy that's, because as musicians and probably in other, facets of life, like, you can get used to places that try and take advantage of the consumer, but this guy actually cares about the community. He actually cares about doing right by his customers. And so far I've seen it many, many times over, and he's just a pleasure to talk to.
Now this is exactly like what sticks in my mind from this piece of this conversation is that's just it. Is that like, I know.
Nice to say this after we've been bitching for 45 minutes.
Is that on certain occasions, something like this might pop into people's heads, some people, who might think, he's one of the good ones. Cool. Now, if you break that down into two ideas, one is, why can't more people be like this? The other one, though, is, isn't it nice that there are people like this? You see the different framing on that?
Yeah.
That's what I talk about when I talk about, like, letting it go and water off a duck's back and coexistence. Is that, it's like, it's not that you should be disappointed that more people aren't good like that. It's that you should be encouraged to find people who are.
Well,
and that's what I'm saying when it comes to reframing is that, wouldn't it be better to think, like, it's so nice to meet people like this?
To that, I would say, what a lot of people say. It's just like, oh, well, how do I find friends at this stage of my life or at this age or whatever it is?
You make them.
Yeah.
You just go find them.
You go out, and if there's anything you want, you got to go figure out a way to get it.
Yeah, that's literally it.
Because, like,
what's the worst that could happen? Honestly.
I mean, the thing is that now that I'm not in two bands anymore, I'm not playing to the same crowd that I was when I was in the two.
Right.
Like, the people who come to tax collector shows are very, very different. They're not just different people. They're a different breed of people than people that would come to the other band shows. Mm-hmm. So, I'm not making friends with a whole bunch of them, but I am like having conversations with people that I'd never met before and that come out and they like what we do. And, it's nice to converse with, people at this stage of life about, anything and everything.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm in that sense, like, I'm my mother's son, because Sundays when we go to the grocery store, she'd stop, she'd see somebody and they'd be talking in the middle of the aisle with their carts for 2 hours.
I'm of a different school of thought. Like, if I see somebody that I know and I love, like, I will stop and talk to them no matter what. But like, if it's just somebody like in passing, like, I'll give a little nod to, maybe. See, I won't necessarily avoid them, but I'll just give a little nod to. Like, I'm like, I don't want to be caught up in a situation like that.
I don't want to fucking debate people. If somebody else and I disagree on politics or religion or policy or whatever it is, anything of the hot button things that people argue about all the time, if we disagree on that one thing, my take is, let us have our opinions and we go about our way and fuck off. If we're going to sit there and have a 2-hour conversation, let it be about anything else, like something that does connect us versus something that separates us.
Yeah.
Like, I hated talking to my friends about the elections. It's like, I don't want to talk to you about the fucking elections. I want to talk to you about card games.
Yeah.
I want to talk to you about fucking anything else.
It drove me crazy. It still does.
Like, to this day,
I get it, but ugh.
To this day, I've never called up anyone and been like, "Oh, who are you voting for?"
What kind of
yes,
like, what kind of ridiculous human person actually does that?
People have done it to me.
I know, and that's bonkers.
And then they proceed to tell me why my choice is wrong.
Yeah, that was my favorite. See, that happened. It didn't happen to me a lot, truly. I was really good at dodging that kind of shit when it first started getting really heated in 2016. But I had one very close friend. I know
where this is going.
Literally, and I was just like, I can't talk to you anymore. I'm like, you are too judgmental for me to have a relationship with anymore. And then I want to say like 5 years later, they came back into my life. They tried anyway. And I get a text message that says, hey, I was thinking about the last time we talked, and I want to tell you why you're wrong. And I'm like, that's not how you open that shit up. And I was like, I made the right choice in cutting this person out of my life. But even that, I'm just sort of like, and it's over. It's just like, it's a shitty thing. I'm sorry that it happened and everything, but like, this is what happened with Jim. Like, I was so angry for so long that I just got over it. I was just like, I don't care enough about holding this grudge to put energy into it anymore.
Jim and I
so it's like, if you want to be friends again, sure.
Jim and I disagreed on politics, but we never talked politics. We talked about bands and wrestling and everything that we loved because that's all we wanted to talk about.
He talked to me about that the day before he died. He talked to me about, he's just like, when I'm spending this time with my, my brothers, like, if you want to debate politics, I'll debate politics all you want outside of this, situation. And I'm just like, well, I can think of a couple of people that would be. And I was right. But it is what it is. But that's just it, is that, this whole idea of putting so much energy into holding grudges and being angry and disagreeing is, it's just like, wouldn't you rather devote that energy to something that you love? Like, if people thrive on Discord, it makes me sad. Like, that shouldn't be a passion of yours. I don't think.
I don't know. That might be a symptom of everyone having a phone at their hip every minute of the day now.
Was that like every time somebody's just like, did you not see this? It's all over social media. I'm like, I haven't. You've come home from work sometimes and you're like, did you see such and such a story? And I'm like, no, actually, I haven't even opened social media yet.
And that's usually the end of it.
I'm like, I haven't even opened social media.
I asked you that on the way home. I'm just like, did you hear about so-and-so?
I got nothing.
And I wasn't about to open up that can of worms because it's just like, I don't really want to get into this. Like,
I think that it's sad.
The thing is, there's a breed of people out there that do that they're just like, how can I put this?
Delicately, please.
Like, they're like, have you heard about this? No. And then they proceed to tell you.
Yeah.
No, I lost my train of thought. No.
I mean, to me, in a situation like that, it's like, thank you. I appreciate bullet points, but do not try and, don't send me articles. Don't send me podcasts. Don't tell me you have to read this. It's just like, listen, if I have to know something, I, as a grown-ass person, will go and do the research.
Now, full disclosure, I reciprocated that to people that did it to me. So, like, if they would bombard me with links and articles and everything, I'm just like, you have to see this, and oh, look at what so-and-so said, and look what so-and-so did, and look what this is reporting on this, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
Just to be a smart ass, I'd be like, oh, did you see this? And oh, look at this. Oh, and see here this. Look at what your guy said.
That's reactivity.
Because I'm so you see how annoying it is? You see how annoying it is?
Seriously. It's just like, why? And it's like, if you don't care.
But then they pretend like they don't care.
If you don't have the bandwidth to care because other things are more significant to you, you are either stupid or ignorant or I can't even think. My brain.
Pig-headed.
Yeah, we'll go with that. Pig-headed. But it's just like, ugh. It's like, I don't, like, I wouldn't do it like, how have you not read this book? How have you not seen this movie?
I've
it's just
not
like,
read a lot of books, and I've not seen a lot of movies.
Yeah, so it's just like, who cares? It's like, oh, I can't believe you don't. I can't believe it. It's like, yeah, I'm so not worldly. I'm so sorry.
It's like I lived under a very specific rock for a very specific amount of time. I did. It was great.
It was fantastic.
It was fucking great. It's like
that rock.
It's like, yeah.
Oh, that was a good rock.
It's like the differences between where we live now and where we grew up. It's just like I certainly had it a lot easier than I realized. I don't know about you.
Oh yeah, no, I had it fine.
No,
I had it fine.
But we're at this point now where I don't know.
I think the prime takeaway is that kindness is free and no one is going to force you to care about other people.
Unfortunately, we're not going to force that ideology on anyone.
But that's just it, is I'm not trying to force it on anyone.
No, but we're, intrinsically hoping that
I would encourage people to remember it.
Hmm. Well, we would encourage people to remember a lot of things. That,
but because
the kids are really bad at remembering anything. But that's a topic for another episode.
Seriously. Ugh.
This is a good talk.
This was a good talk. I don't know if we stayed on topic.
No, probably not. But like this is a thing I think we have to come back to every so many episodes. It's just it's like the State of the Union. We just gotta let people see where the state of coexistence is at. Yeah.
And I think that it's that I don't tolerate intolerance. I want to punch people sometimes.
I said that like 15 minutes ago.
But that's just it. It's like people I think it's a much braver. It's a
far better thing I do.
It's a far better thing I do. It's a much braver stance to take to live and let live. It's a very brave thing to do these days.
Listen, I want to scream and I want to cuss and I want to break stuff and punch people and shit, when things don't go my. But it's like, we've lived and learned, we've gotten older and experienced enough to realize, just like, let shit fly. It's just gonna.
I just want to take my shoes off and kiss you face.
You want to do it on camera?
Well, I don't think the cameras would reach that.
Yeah, fuck it. Come on, get in here. That's the first kiss on camera. Ooh.
Well, it's the holidays.
There isn't even a mistletoe above our heads.
There's mistletoe above our heads all the time. All the time. You just gotta believe.
Like the Looney Tunes kind of like.
Yep. It's like birds flying overhead. I just have mistletoe swirling over my head because I'm dizzy in love. Anyway, we got off topic.
You've been smoking that goofy grass.
No, but I will. This was a good talk. Yeah, it's like the State of the Union. We just come in and we tell everybody to be nice to each other. Anyway, thank you out there in podcast land for tuning in. We had a blast. Follow us on Instagram, DT Andy and JJ Star with 2 R's. Also find Love Hard Art, Coat of Arms Tattoo, Tax Collectors and Harlots. You've got
Strings and Things.
You've got a show coming up.
January 9th.
Toad's
Place.
Yeah, Toad's Place, New Haven. Yeah.
Right near Yale.
Yeah. Right in the heart of Yale.
Right next to that pizza place.
Pizza's
good.
I think about that, and I wonder if that pizza place is Is it across the street, the intersection?
No, it's directly next to
next to it. Okay, because across the intersection was where Au Bon Pain used to be. And I used to go in there for soup. Good soup. But yeah, January 9th, don't miss out. You've got passes, right?
Yeah, we got discount passes.
Yeah, for $8 tickets.
$8 tickets.
Nice.
It's going to be a packed house.
I have no doubt about it. Yeah. Definitely, check it out. And and you can find Love Hard Art. It's getting down to the wire now. It's hard to believe. It's like 2 months away.
The Villain Arts.
The Villain Arts Maine in Portland, Maine.
So fucking pissed.
What? Oh, because
the barbecue
place is gone.
So
we still get seafood.
The last time I toured in Maine, there was this really awesome barbecue place with the best chili I've ever had, and I looked it up, and they fucking permanently closed last year.
You know, it's funny. Every time I've gone to Portland, like the first place that I go to eat is Elevation Burger,
So
I'm like,
take me.
You want to go? It's really good.
Yeah.
It's really good. It's like a less greasy Five Guys. It's really tasty stuff. But I never go for like seafood or the breweries or anything like that. I just go for a burger. But yes, that is February 27th, 28th, and March 1st. If you are up in New England, definitely come through. We're going to have some awesome stuff. Sadie's going to be there with us. And the last day of the convention is her birthday. It's going to be her 15th birthday. So come through, shake hands, buy some shit. If you are interested in any custom work for the holidays, you are SOL. It's too late. Sorry. But if you are interested in anything for post holidays, please get in touch.
I'll do some custom work for you.
You can email us at dtandandjjstar@gmail.com with questions, comments, concerns for our well-being, conversation starters, or enders. Or perhaps just, little tidbits on how you get through the holidays and be nice to people. You got anything else?
We got a bunch of shit on our eBay store. Go buy it.
Yeah, we're getting rid of stuff.
Christmas ornaments. We're getting rid
of other people's stuff.
Odds and ends.
Yeah.
Lots of stuff. Lots of little goodies. Message us for the link and we'll cut you some deals.
The solstice is next week. Christmas is next week.
I mean, I'm shipping a calendar to fucking Switzerland.
And then the end of the year. This year is almost over.
I'm ready for it.
I'm going to have some shit.
I don't usually say that, but
I'm going to have some shit to talk about next week. I will say, because I have a very important doctor appointment tomorrow. Yeah. So be nice. So if you run into me, be nice to me.
I love you, but this has been a shit year for me. So it's
all right. We're ready to, we're going to start fresh. It's good. Listen. Like I said, the solstice is next Sunday. It's a week from today is the solstice. And that means that the sun is going to come back. The days are going to start getting longer. Yeah. The darkness is going away and life is returning. So the new year is upon us.
I honestly feel like in recent days, like I'm slowly getting back into myself because I've just been anxiety ridden and depressed and shit, like stuff with dad and all this other stuff. And it's just like, I need to get back to being me.
We're going to get you back there.
Yeah.
I'm going to be there to hold you and cradle you and love you.
And press the flattening button on the bed.
Press the flattening button on the bed. And that's that. That's a full lid from the three of us at That Talking Podcast. I'm JJ Star.
And I'm Downtown Andy.
We'll talk to you later.